from the Hank Greenberg Field. This is one of the biggest games I've ever covered. It's Group 1 South Jersey quarterfinals. The Green Wave cruised to their first playoff win of 2022 with a 10-0 win in 5 innings over the Salem Rams. Now they face a tougher opponent, the 9th-seeded Woodstown Wolverines. Out of all matchups in the round of 16 from Saturday's events, only one was considered an upset, and even that was the most probable game to be up in the air. The 9 seed versus the 8 seed. Cape May Tech fell to Woodstown in a game that resulted in the matchup that we have today. Starting for the Woodstown Wolverines this afternoon will be number 26, Chase Rieger, the senior right-hander, if I can pull him up. Yeah, there we go. So on the mound this year, 3.74 ERA in 24 1/3 innings, 25 strikeouts, 13 earned runs, and 19 runs overall. For the Green Wave, they are sending out the right-hander number 16, Sean Driscoll, onto the mound for today's event. And of course, for Woodstown, being a team that's not really from this area, it's a new environment for Woodstown. We're going to see teams that we haven't really seen before in the regular season. In fact, there's only a couple of teams, maybe 2 or 3, including Audubon, out of the Colonial Conference that made the South Jersey Group 1 playoffs. Many more made the Group 2 playoffs, including Haddon Heights, Haddon Township, and Haddon Field, the Haddon Trio. Of course, for the Green Wave, this is going to be their toughest game yet. Woodstown 13-9 this year, and even though they are a small school, as all Group 1 schools are, every game in a playoff series like this is going to be very challenging. This year for Woodstown, they've been kind of up and down. They've won 4 of their last 5, beating Sterling, Clearview, Pennsgrove, and they won, of course, 10-0 versus Cape May Tech, and their last loss was on May 24th versus Washington Township. For Woodstown and Audubon, they both face their own challenges, so we'll go over our starting lineups and first pitch in a second because both teams are meeting at their dugouts and both managers are meeting at home plate. So we'll bring that action, we'll fixate that action on home plate, and we hope you enjoy today's broadcast exclusively on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Top of the first inning. We're just about to get underway from the Hank Greenberg Field in the Group 1 South Jersey quarterfinals between the 13-9 9th-seeded Woodstown Wolverines and the 22-5 Audubon Green Wave. Let's take a look at the lineups for the visiting Woodstown Wolverines. Batting leadoff and playing shortstop is Andrew Pedrick. Batting second and pitching, Chase Rieger. Batting third and playing right field, Ben Woodruff. Batting cleanup and playing second base, Lucas Prendergast. Batting fifth and playing third base, Brent Williams. Batting sixth and playing first base, Jack Knorr. In the center field spot, batting seventh, Rich Berger. Batting eighth in the DH spot, Mark Banff. Batting ninth in left field, Caden DiCieto. And catching, batting 10th. I assume they may have something of a change there, but Max Webb catches. You can't have 10 batters in an order, so we'll see who they omit from that lineup to make way for the 10-hole hitter. Sean Driscoll is greeted by his teammates on the mound as I'm being eaten alive by bugs out here. First pitch weather, a pretty hot day. It is 81 though, and the humidity is low, so it's not as bad as some previous days. The crowd is electric. All of everybody on both sides is ready to get this one underway. Driscoll's first pitch outside, 1-0, and the quarterfinal round is underway. Andrew Pedrick, it takes a strike. The shortstop. Number 11 for the Woodstown Wolverines this year in 2022, as that one is down low, 2-1. Pedrick, the sophomore, 6 feet, 175 pounds. As there's a ground ball back to the mound. Fielded by Driscoll, and he makes the play, one away. Everybody in this Audubon field's going to have no voice by the 5th inning. You know, if you saw their practice routines, they're usually very vocal, but today they just had something different in them. They had this energy that they didn't have versus Salem. And I'll read to you as, I believe, Chase Rieger. That is Chase Rieger, number 26. First pitch is a strike, 0-1. No, but this text I got last night from Coach Inkster from the Remind app, as there's a ground ball out to second, fielded and booted by Dempsey. He is safe. Dempsey had some trouble on the transfer, and Woodstown has their first base runner of the afternoon. But Inkster sent us a text last night all saying, remember, play to win tomorrow. There is no pressure on us at all. Let's have fun, keep the party rocking, and show the doubters who we are. Very inspiring words from Coach Inkster. Driscoll get back to it versus the number 3 hole hitter, Ben Woodruff. Ground ball, again back to the mound. He throws it to short, throw on, and in time! A 1-6-3 double play. And whatever threat the Wolverines had is quickly squashed in the top of the first. Green Wave get to hit. Bottom half, no score.
Out.
All right. Woodstown takes the field. Green Wave gets set to bat in the bottom of the first in the Group 1 South Jersey quarterfinals here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. The left-hander senior 5'11" Chase Rieger pitches for Woodstown today. 3.74 ERA in 24 1/3 innings. Let's take a look at the Green Wave starting lineup. Batting leadoff and playing center field, Xavier Massey. Playing shortstop, batting second, Tyler Wiltsey. Playing first base, batting third, John Perozzi. Pitching and batting fourth, Sean Driscoll. Batting fifth, playing third base, Isaiah Pinckney. At DH, batting sixth, the team leader in home runs, Scott Lynch. Batting in the, he's only playing defense today. Jack Dempsey will play second base, but will not be in the batting order. Batting seventh and catching is Ryan Zimmer. Batting eighth, playing left field is Charlie Grady. And batting ninth and playing right field is Zach Beebe. This broadcast is brought to you in part by the Quick Pit Podcast, run by my good friends Nate and Connor out of their studio in central Pennsylvania. It's all the news, information, and hot takes you need in the world of motorsports, from NASCAR to Formula One. Of course, Gateway is this weekend, the first ever race in the St. Louis metro area for the NASCAR Cup Series. And, of course, the Xfinity Series all the way out in the PNW, the Pacific Northwest, running at Portland International Raceway, the road course this weekend. We'll see how that works out. I'm pretty sure the Portland race is going to start in about maybe an hour, but we'll see how that works. And on either Wednesdays or Thursdays, depending on when they get the episode recorded, you can find the Quick Pit Podcast on all things podcast related, including Spotify and Anchor, wherever you listen to podcasts. Here is Xavier Massey. First pitch on a fastball outside, 1-0. Massey, Wiltsey, and Perozzi, the first three for the Green Wave in the bottom of the first. There's a ball, just barely missed the zone, if not in the zone. That was right at his letters, if not in between the letter and number. A 2-0. Strike one. I'm doing double duty today. I've been working the Jake tournament and had to take a step out to cover this ball game. But if you're going to be going out to the Little League field later today, you'll still hear me. You'll still hear my bad dad jokes. But it's 2-2 to Xavier Massey as he steps in versus the senior left-hander for Woodstown, Chase Rieger. Massey steps out and calls time. Two-two pitch. Fastball, foul tipped, and it is caught, and strike 3. So Massey with a foul tip strikeout. This brings up Tyler Wiltsey. Chase Rieger, he is throwing gas. I mean, he is absolutely whipping that ball around. He is not afraid to throw the fastest of fastballs. You know, even Sean Driscoll and John Perosi, they throw fast, but Chase Rieger seems to have a bit of a step up on them as there's a breaking ball lined to left, and that will fall for a base hit. Tyler Wiltsey pumps the brakes at first base. He'll hold there with a one-out single as the Green Wave dugout applauds him. Here is John Perosi. .81 degrees today at first pitch from the Hank Greenberg. The high is 84. Probably will hit the high before we have the end of the ball game as there's a fly ball down the right field line. That goes foul and hits the ball deadening tree, as I like to call it. 0-1 to the 3-hole hitter Perosi. 35% humidity. Wind blowing really not much, but out to center field. Out to left field at 3 miles per hour. But usually a 3 mile per hour wind really doesn't affect anything. You have to, especially in high school ball with the metal bats, you have to get to at least a 10 mile per hour wind before there really is an effect on how the ball is played. The 1-1 pitch. Wiltsey's running, and that one is a line drive foul. Oh, that almost hit our car. Just missed by about a foot. It's 1-2. Sean Driscoll's on deck with a runner on first base and one away. Woodstown and Green Wave scoreless in the bottom of the first. And Rieger steps off, and Wiltsey trots back to the first base bag. Swinging a high drive to right down the line, and it is going to one-hop over the wall for a ground rule double. The Green Wave, the whole starting 9 are known for being pull hitters, with Massey maybe being a sole exception. But John Perosi, not often hitting the ball to the opposite field, managed to strike lightning in a bottle and gets a ground rule double that just flips over the 320 sign in right field towards the right field foul pole. Here is Sean Driscoll. There's a high drive to right, but it'll stay in the ballpark. And that one's going to fall in front of the right fielder, Woodruff. And 2 runs will come around to score. A 2-run bloop single that just fell in front of Ben Woodruff. Only 1 run scored. My apologies. 1 run scored on the play. It is 1-0 Green Wave on an RBI single from Driscoll. John Perosi holds at third. I got it mixed up with the on-deck batter. And now the pinch runner at first base will be Damian Broadhurst with 18 stolen bases in his senior year, his first year of playing high school baseball from NJ.com statistics. And here is Isaiah Pinckney. He bats with 1 away in the bottom of the first. John Perosi stands on third. Damian Broadhurst stands on first. That first base bag might be open very shortly if Broadhurst decides to go. But you also have to remember that Chase Rieger's a left-hander. He can just stare down first base. It's not like he's a right-hander where you're kind of facing back to the runner at first. Lefties have a little bit of a better advantage when it comes to pickoff moves at first base because they are staring the runner right down. Right-handers have to kind of look over their shoulder to actually see where the runner stands. Lefties have that I don't even know what the word is. The 0-1 pitch. He steps off. I do find it very comical how the Green Wave conduct when pitcher steps off the mound. They are just so riled up, and you gotta love it. Swing and a miss, but Broadhurst goes down. I'm surprised they didn't call some sort of interference on the play, because Pinckney was right out in front of home plate and in one way or another may have prevented the catcher Max Webb, from getting the ball over, although it's only if you do it intentionally where it's called obstruction. But it is 0-2. Little tidbit here. If it was called obstruction, the runner would still be safe at second, but the batter would be out. It's the same thing. It's similar to when you hit a ball into play and when the runner gets hit with the baseball. We saw it actually earlier this morning in the Jake tournament in the opening game. There was a line drive to second base. It bounced once and actually hit the runner that was going to second base. So the runner would be out and the batter would be given first base. It would be called a dead ball. I think the last time I saw that was a little while ago at a minor league baseball game. Line drive hit a runner. It was actually the Eastern League All-Star game, 2018. It doesn't happen very often because the runner is constantly moving. There is one out with 2 runners on, though. So Rieger's got his back against the wall, already allowing a run thanks to Ben Woodruff, as there's a ground ball. He's on top of it. Throw to first is in time. There's 2 away. Woodstown. Yeah, I didn't know we were at the Tampa Bay Rays ballpark. But Woodstown showing off some of their pride for their ball club with some cowbells. Do they have a fever? Is that their only prescription? If you actually understood that joke, I sincerely apologize. That one is down low. To the 6th batter of the inning for the Wave with 2 down and 2 runners in scoring position, Scott Lynch. 4 home runs on the year. He leads the ball club in that category. Outside on what appeared to be a 2-seamer. It's 2-0. If the inning were to continue, it would not be Dempsey. Instead, it will be Ryan Zimmer, the next batter, as that one is outside. Rieger having some trouble challenging Lynch. Maybe he knows of his power that he has in that bat from the right side of the plate. The 3-0 pitch, he would walk to get the bases loaded, and that is not the case right now. He's given a green light, and it's 3-1. That'll be nice for Zimmer, though, to have an opportunity with the bases loaded. He hasn't had very many opportunities with runners in scoring position this year, statistically. And in those positions, he has done pretty well. But there is a foul ball back to the apparatus, and it is a full count. Green Wave lead by 1 in the bottom of the first over the Woodstown Wolverines, who are 13-9 in their 2022 season, as the senior left-hander adjusts his belt, adjusts his glove, and adjusts his cap. The 3-2 pitch to Scott Lynch is a line drive down into the left field corner. That one is a foul ball. So everybody hold your hats for another second. The count remains full. Packed house here in Audubon. Almost every seat is filled down the third base line, and lawn chairs line the grass. Swing and a miss. Rieger gets out of it, leaves 2 in scoring position, but does give up a run on an RBI single by the pitcher, Sean Driscoll, that fell right in front of Ben Woodruff. Could have been more for the Green Wave, but they'll try to latch onto that and keep it rolling. 1-0 going to the second inning from Hank Greenberg. Lucas Prendergast, the second baseman, will lead off the top of the second here from Hank Greenberg. Green Wave lead by one on an RBI single by Sean Driscoll on a defensive miscue from Ben Woodruff as the first pitch is a strike. All 4 games in the quarterfinal round are currently in progress. Audubon and Woodstown, Maple Shade and Buna, Pennsville and Paulsboro, and Shalleck and Pittman. It is 0-2 to Prendergast. Curveball outside and called as such. And for Maple Shade and Buna, it is no score in the bottom of the second inning right now, as of 7 minutes ago. That one's a ball. 2-2. Ground ball, hot shot into center field, a base hit. So Prendergast with a single to lead off the second inning, much to the cheers of the Woodstown crowd, and a runner's on first base. In the top of the fourth inning, Pennsville leads Paulsboro 2-1. And the first pitch coming on the way to Brent Williams is a ball, 1-0. No word yet on the Shalleck-Pittman score as there's a line drive into right field, a base hit for Brent Williams. Holding at second is Prendergast. And with nobody out, Driscoll's already in trouble. This will bring up the first baseman, Jack Knorr. The sophomore first baseman, 6'3", as the first pitch is outside. It's 1-0 to Knorr. He bats .375 in his sophomore year with 24 RBIs, 27 hits, 1 home run, and 10 walks. A great slugging percentage of .514. 1-0 pitch. Outside again. He tried that same location. Just they won't bite if you throw it at the same spot every single time. But Audubon, you know, they are the #1 seed. Even if they get in trouble, we've seen before that in most cases they've been able to pull out of it. That one's a ball outside. He's thrown the same pitch in roughly the same location 3 times in a row. You have to do something different to make him bite. He gets green lighted, 3-1. On deck is the center fielder, Rich Berger. (3-1). Outside. Again, same pitch. He just can't get that location down. And the bases are loaded with nobody out, and the Green Wave's biggest challenge so far, and Wade Geis will meet with the pitcher and first baseman. In fact, the whole infield is going to come on in here and meet. The junior 5'7" center fielder, Richard Berger, batting .350 in his junior year with 3 extra base hits, 21 for 60. He actually also has had a good resume on the mound, 2.33 ERA in 3 innings. 11 walks, 9 stolen bases. He has 17 career stolen bases, including 2021 with Woodstown. So it'll be Berger, and then after that, the DH Mark Banff. As he's calling up the middle. See, he knows how to detect the hitter well, and there's a strike. Driscoll needed that. Driscoll's one of those guys where if he gets himself in trouble, it seems like Wade Geis is almost like his, it's a cooling saucer, if you will. He's got some hot pitches coming in, and then Wade comes out, he talks to him, and it almost always works. He doesn't usually have that same errant command as he would before the mound visit. I mean, of course, that's a good thing, because that means the pitching coach and the assistants are doing his job. Berger steps out. It's 0-2. All ducks on the pond, and all fans with their eyes glued to the ball game at hand, as that one is fouled back. And it's still 0-2. Got trapped at home. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Driscoll loves it. His first strikeout of the night. One away. There's Mark Bamf, the DH. First pitch is a ball, 1-0. Mark Bamf, the 5'10" sophomore, utilityman with 7 for 23 this year. As there's a line drive in off of the glove of Jack Dempsey. 2 runs will score on the miscue. The ball ricocheted, took a weird carom, and hit off the glove of Jack Dempsey. So 2 runs. Although no, wait a second. So what's the deal here? Are they calling him back? I'm very confused. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Is this Banff? Need to see your jersey number, kids. Okay, it is Caden DeCiato. So now the umpires are going to meet. They're going to converse here in the middle. I'm sure there's some confusion amongst the fans as well as what had happened. So here's what's going on. So the bases are still loaded, but they're scoring 2 outs.
Yeah, I heard him say they had 2.
Yeah, I don't know, but put 2 outs up and bases loaded. So first pitch to DeCiato is a ball. DeCiato, excuse me. 0-1. Very interesting. We'll have to see if anybody saw that better than we did. But there's a pop-up out towards the third base side, and almost converging with the fans down there is Pinckney and Wiltsey. Outside, 1-2. One more strike, Sean. Got him!
Yes!
Bases loaded, 2 outs. And Sean Driscoll. Whew. How about that for number 16? We go to the bottom of the second, 1-0 Green Wave. This broadcast is brought to you in part as we go to the bottom of the second inning by the Amato brothers. Right on the White Horse Pike next to the Dunkin' Donuts and just minutes from all Audubon and Oakland attractions, Amato Brothers offers great service and great food, all for a great price. As the first pitch to Ryan Zimmer is a strike. It's 0-1. 612 South White Horse Pike. Make sure you check them out in Oakland. They also have a Facebook page, so you can check out their specials. Over 2 dozen beers on tap. Closed Mondays and Tuesdays. The Amato Brothers. It's 0-2. To the number 7 hole hitter, Ryan Zimmer, the sophomore catcher. Swinging a ground ball out to second base. Prendergast is there, and it's in time, 1 away. I think we would still be scoreless if it weren't for that defensive miscue by Woodruff. I really think that is true because it seemed like that was a very playable ball. He slowed down to try and approach it right, but he may have lost it in the sun, or I do not know. But, hey, that's where we stand, you know. Breaking ball misses upstairs at the eye level to Charlie Grady. It's 1-0. Fastball down low, just above the plate, and not called a strike. It is 2-0. That one was well low, so good call. Swinging a line drive foul to the ball deadening tree.
That's our car protector.
Yeah, that is our car protector, I will say.
I hope.
That big old thing. There's a pop-up again. Oh my gosh, that was even closer. The tree couldn't protect it that time. That must have been less than a foot from the car. Oh my goodness.
Buddy, you break it, you bought it.
Yeah. You're putting us in harm's way, Ma. It's 2-2. 3-2, excuse me, to Charlie Grady. Down low, ball 4. So Grady works the count, goes from 0-2 to 4-2, and it's Zach Beebe that's the new batter. That one is down low. Here goes Charlie to second base, and there's nobody covering the bags. So he moves up without problem, and Charlie Grady's now in scoring position. In the dirt. Very much down low. 2-0 to Zach Beebe. The man who had a slow start to the year, but now has been heating up as we will see a mound visit. Runner on second base, 1 away. 22 pitches were thrown going into this inning for the left-hander Chase Rieger. This broadcast is brought to you in part by the Borough of Audubon. Make sure to follow their Facebook page for information on things such as trash collection, and make sure you follow the Audubon Celebration Committee for posts regarding all of our town's events, including Third Friday hangouts, 4th of July parade, holiday parades, and Audubon Day and National Night Out, unless I'm missing anything. But everything going on in town, make sure you check out those 2 Facebook pages. The 2-0 to Beebe, as maybe Rieger has been calmed down by his coach. That one is a strike, 2-1. He throws back to second base, nothing doing. No, thank you. Oh, my gosh. I'm loving this.
They're so fired up.
In the dirt, 3-1. He stays alive. Upstairs, ball 4, right at the eyes. And now Xavier Massey comes up in a huge spot. And now he steps off again. Now the infield's going to go back out there. And Audubon's just been given a warning for their dugout behavior. Oh. The umpire said that's enough. And they told him to put up or shut up, really. They didn't have a problem with it before, but now the home plate umpire maybe thinks that they're taunting the pitcher or something of that regard.
Maybe they said something he didn't like.
Yeah, that's a swing and a miss by Massey. Oh no! I mean, it was very obvious that he was taking a long time in between batters, and Rieger seemed maybe upset by something. I don't know, but he was kind of moping around, walking around. Don't know exactly what, but that one is down low. But you know that in a playoff circumstance like this, if you react like that, then the other dugout is going to try and react even harder. So it's really a big mind game. It's really what it is. Inside and called a strike at a pitch that Xavier was bending over to avoid. It's 1-2. And if that hurts us, then I don't know what to say. Xavier's going to call time here. You just have to wonder. I mean, I didn't hear anything in particular that would have made the umpire sound the alarm, but the 1-2 pitch, swing and a foul. Yeah, we're, I'd say, about 350 feet away from home plate, so you could say we're about equidistant of that to the dugout. But I mean, they're loud enough. You can hear them out here. If they said something that the pitcher could hear, maybe it was something that we could hear or not. But we'll see how they adapt. The 1-2. Swinging a fly ball down the right field line. Woodruff is going to run for it. He keeps on running, and that one is a foul ball. And it lands on that little grassy hill there. Count remains 1-2. 1-0 Audubon lead. They have 2 runners on base on first and second. Beebe on first, Grady on second base. 1-2. Upstairs, 2-2. Strike 3. Change up.
He made him work for that one.
Yeah, and the umpire took off his mask as soon as Xavier got called out on strikes. I think he said something too. Obviously not happy. I mean, this Audubon team, they've been riled up all day, and now they've been basically told to shut up in the dugout. As that one is fouled off the catcher's mask. It's 0-1 to Tyler Wiltsey. Now the umpire's walking back to the mound with the pitcher. That was unusual. This game has just been, yeah, very, very much an aberration from what we usually see. And knowing that it's the playoff atmosphere, you know you're going to see some oddball things. you know you're going to see some things that you do not see every day, especially in this atmosphere. The 0-1 pitch. There's a swing and a line drive into left. Is it fair? Is it foul? It is the latter. It is foul. That's 0-2. Well, Woodstown left the bases loaded in the top half of the second inning. You wonder if Audubon will end up having a similar fate with an 0-2 count to Tyler Wiltsey. Rieger is set. He stares down his catcher, Max Webb. The 0-2 pitch is upstairs, 1-2. He missed by a couple inches with that. One, two. Two runners on. Ground ball foul. And that almost hit Perosi in the on-deck circle. You don't want that to happen. I've seen that happen a couple times before. I believe around 10 years ago, Ryan Braun was batting for the Brewers, and he fouled a pitch off that drilled Prid's fielder straight in the stomach in the on-deck circle. And he was unfazed, but the 1-2. Upstairs again, 2-2. Fouled back to the apparatus. 2-2 to Wiltsey still. He stays alive. I gotta say, for a starting freshman shortstop and the guy that was named the top New Jersey freshman of the year, it gives you a lot to work with. 2 homers in the regular season. Rieger sets down Webb again. Stares him down. The 2-2 pitch is a swing and a pop-up. Third base side. Who's got it? And it is caught at third. I almost missed that by Brent Williams. He went all the way over to where there was a depression in the altitude. And the side is retired. And I think Xavier forgot something because he went back to the dugout. So regardless, we go to the top of the third. Green Wave leave 2 runners on, one of them in scoring position. 1-0 Audubon. Back to the top of the order for the Woodstown Wolverines. It's the left-hander Andrew Pedrick who takes a first pitch strike. It's 0-1 and the top of the third is underway. You're watching an exclusive broadcast of Audubon Green Wave Baseball here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. As there's a line drive into left field, a base hit for Pedrick. As I was saying, if you have any questions or comments, drop me a line at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. Any serious sponsorship inquiries should also go to that email. Thank you for your support of Well, this, Dan Walker Broadcasting, and Audubon Green Wave Baseball. So here's Chase Rieger as the head coach DeCastro was talking to the umpire, the home plate umpire. I don't know exactly what was going on there, but that is the unfortunate thing of broadcasting in the outfield. You don't exactly have that, I don't know what you want to say, that
Inside
yeah, that insider info on, oh, hey, Zimmer threw back behind the runner, and it is not in time. Out of the close play. Very close play. Count remains 1-0 to the left-handed hitting pitcher, Chase Rieger. Ben Woodruff, the right fielder, is on deck for the Wolverines. That one is outside on a four-seamer. It's 2-0. Again, Driscoll's had that issue, seems like all afternoon. He's tried hitting the same pitch in the same spot, and 9 out of 10 times it's not working. Except for now. There's a ground ball to short. Flipped to Wiltsey. Dempsey. Is it in time? Is it not? I think they called him safe. So, yes, they did. So, yeah, they got the lead runner, so the runner remains on first base. And here's the right fielder, Ben Woodruff, for the Wolverines. Runner on first, one away. Driscoll trying to work fast-paced here at just over 30 pitches, as there is a ball up high at the letters, 1-0. I think one thing to consider is that Audubon is a Group 1 school doing Group 2 or 3 things, as there's a swing and a foul tip. It's 1-1. You know, many of the schools that play with us in the Colonial Conference are in Group 2 championships, like the Haddon Township Hawks, who did pretty all right this year. You know, maybe not the same success as that they had in previous years, but, you know, the Haddon Heights Garnets, they're Group 2. Haddonfield Bulldogs, they're Group 2. West Effort Eagles as well. Throw down to second by Zimmer is not in time. A good tag by Wiltsey, just didn't come up with it. That's 2-1. As I said, Paulsboro, Gloucester, and Gateway, if I'm correct, are the only Group 1 schools in the Colonial Conference. As there's a fly ball to right. This one's deep, and it is caught by Beebe right in front of our camera. Throw to third base will be cut off by Dempsey, and he moves all the way up. So runner will be on third base with 2 away as Driscoll looks to avoid another jam, with this time being Lucas Prendergast. Time is called at the plate. They'll bring it back. Runner on third, 2 down. 1-0 Green Wave in the top of the third inning from Hank Greenberg as the first pitch is inside on a breaking ball. 1-0 to Prendergast. It'll be Perosi, Driscoll, and Pinckney due up in the bottom half of the third inning for the Green Wave. Strike called on the outside corner. Maybe a little bit generous, but hey, we'll take it. It's 1-1. Strike 2 on a breaking ball. One more strike for Driscoll, and he gets out of the inning, stranding a runner 90 feet from tying the game. 1-2. Swinging a grounder foul towards the Woodstown on deck circle. Almost got a piece, or did get a piece, of Brent Williams, who throws it back to the mound. Fans lining up all from the left to my right to in front of home, or behind home plate, to down the sidelines in lawn chairs. As there's a fly ball foul towards Walnut. Still 1-2. I mean, everybody's having a good time. You got some tents built up for both sides. Some Audubon parents and Woodstown parents taking in the shade. That one's inside. And he threw back to the third base bag. And Isaiah Pinckney saved it. That was an NHL goalie-style save right there. The throw, The runner at third base got a little bit too far off, so Zimmer again threw behind the runner, and Pinckney had to dive to save that ball from going into left field. Breaking ball, not called. It's 3-2. That one got him. And the inning is over as Prendergast chases ball 4 for strike 3. We go to the bottom of the third. Driscoll gets out of it again, 1-0. John Perosi leads off the bottom of the third here from the Hank Greenberg field, home of the Audubon Green Wave. Woodruff positions to his right, and the first pitch is a swing and a little looper out towards first, and it is caught, one away. This brings up Sean Driscoll, the pitcher. That was just a little looper off the bat, didn't exactly get all of the barrel, and the first baseman, Jack Knorr, made the catch. So here is Driscoll, the cleanup man for Audubon. First pitch in the dirt, skipping away from the catcher, Max Webb. Woodstown trails by 1 here in the bottom of the third. 1 down, and the 1-0 Driscoll is a swing and a miss on a two-seamer. It's 1-2 on a, 1-1 on what appeared to be a foul tip. Upstairs, well beyond the Jersey area, it's 2-1. Swinging a grounder out to short. Throw down is in time by Andrew Pedrick. There's 2 down. As the cowbells ring down the right field line, here is Isaiah Pinckney, who made an amazing defensive play in the top half of the inning to basically save the lead that Audubon had. Ryan Zimmer tried to pump a runner back to third by throwing behind the runner, and Pinckney had to dive, as I said on the broadcast at the time, NHL goalie style, because he just absolutely flailed in midair to make the catch. Really, with no reaction time, it just was incredible to see, and that is why we still stand at 1-0. The 1-0 pitch is a swing and a miss by Pinckney. It's 1-1. Remember last year, this is where the Green Wave got before they were eliminated by Delsey in the quarterfinals. They beat Lower Cape May by mercy rule. And dirt. 2017 was the last time that the Green Wave made it to the semifinals in Group 1 or 2 competition, as there is a strike, 2-2. I mean, the Green Wave have been going back and forth between Group 1 and Group 2 play. It really depends on how many kids admit to the school kind of situation, because the size of your school determines what group you are in for New Jersey baseball and all other sports. There's a foul ball down the right field line. But ever since our records go back to 2008, we have not missed a playoff since then. I mean, we've had a winning record every single year. That one's down low, 3-2. But you can have that with high school baseball. You know, you can have teams that never have a losing record. In professional sports like Major League Baseball, you don't see that as much at all. Even the Yankees, who have had above 500 records since 1992, were absolutely basement dwellers in the late 80s, early 90s. As the pitch to Pinckney is a ground ball out to third. Prendergast is there, and the throw to first is going to get high, and it's going to get away. Pinckney's going to go to second base on the E5 by Brent Williams. That one was a high throw that just eluded the first baseman's glove, Jack Knorr. And it ends up costing them, as it'll be an E5 on the third baseman, Williams, and this will bring up Scott Lynch. I think, though, Audubon has heeded their warning well from the home plate umpire. They're not as vocal as they were ever since they got that warning. I still ponder what they had said to make either the umpire or the pitcher so upset as to give them a verbal warning, but I'm sure there's somebody that heard it more than I did. The 1-0 pitch to Scott Lynch with a runner on second base and 2 down. Prendergast motioning towards second base as there's a fly ball down the right field line. It is foul. And the ball-deadening tree gets it again. 1-1 to Scott Lynch. If the inning were to continue, Ryan Zimmer would be the next batter for the Green Wave. Oh, okay. Nice deke job there by Andrew Petrick to lure him back to second base. Clapped his glove a couple times, convinced the pitcher to turn around and try to squash his lead. There's a swing and a drive down the right field line by Lynch. Going back is Woodruff. He can't get there, but it's a foul ball. See, from where this is, from where the line is, from where my camera is, you can see the white line right there, and then it just kind of disappears a little bit right around here. So from where I'm standing, I can't really see the foul line very well. I can see the cones, of course, because they're sticking up out of the ground. But the foul line itself is somewhat hard to determine if you're not standing on top of it. So it is sometimes hard to, unless it's obvious, it's somewhat hard to decipher which ones are foul and which ones are fair. So I just listen for the umpire's call. Ground ball to third, foul, past Brent Williams. Over towards some of the lawn chairs. Over towards Officer Whitman. Although now Commissioner Whitman. I don't think he serves in the department anymore, but he retired and now is a town commissioner. Got that foul ball.
He serves in another way.
Correct. 1-2. Got him. Got him. We go to the fourth, 1-0 Audubon. Top of the fourth inning. This broadcast is brought to you in part. Well, actually, let's hold up. The first pitch is a strike. This broadcast is brought to you by, in part, Doug Does Anything, your local handyman. If you need anything done, no matter how big or small, give Doug Does Anything a call at 856-412-0118. Again, that's 856-412-0118. Also, check him out on Facebook for some pictures of his recent projects. Brent Williams, who made the error to send Isaiah Pinckney to second base in the bottom of the third inning, sent us with a runner in scoring position. However, Scott Lynch struck out to end the threat, and now he leads off in the top of the fourth. It is a 1-2 count to Williams, who hits a sharp grounder to third. Pinckney is there. Throw to first is over his head. So both third basemen make errors, and now tripping over Perosi is Williams. Perosi and Williams appeared to have collided, and then Williams tripped over Perosi on the way to second base. So now this brings up the left-handed hitting first baseman, Jack Knorr. First pitch to Knorr is outside, 1-0. Jack Knorr, the 6'3" sophomore, batting .375 in 2022 with a homer and 24 RBIs. There's a swing and a foul ball down the third base line. On top of the batting cage as it goes. For those that are just joining us, thank you. And for those that are sticking around, thank you. We really appreciate your support of Dan Wilkins Broadcasting throughout this tumultuous season of baseball. The swing and a miss, it's 1-2. Again, any questions or comments, you go to my business email at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. And also serious sponsorship inquiries, as I've said before, as there is a swing and a miss. Knorr goes down on strikes, and here comes up Rich Berger. Remember how I said that back during the Ralph Shaw tournament versus Kingsway that Tommy Popoff was the best name in baseball? I wonder if Rich Berger takes that crown. It's a great name. I love it. Not making fun of it, just saying it's good. I might need a burger tonight from Amano Brothers. It's 0-1. Swinging a line shot by Berger past the... Oh, it's stopped by Dempsey. There's some redemption from Dempsey. He dives to take an out away. And John Perosi yelling in support of Dempsey as he dove to his left, showing off some great range after Dempsey's two defensive miscues earlier in the ballgame. After his defensive miscues earlier, he really makes up for himself with 2 outs now and a runner on third base because the runner did move up on the previous play. It is 0-1 to the DH, Mark Banff. Breaking ball eclipses the zone on the outside corner, and it is 0-2. In the last 3 innings in a row, there have been a runner in scoring position for Woodstown, and they have 0 runs on the board. We'll see if they continue that streak or if they tie the game with Banff. Driscoll's going to have to work hard here. In the dirt, it skips away. Here comes the runner to the plate. Here comes the throw. It is not in time, and a wild pitch ties the game. Good base running there by Mark Banff. Or rather, by Williams, who was the runner that came home from third, got to second base on an E5, and the game is tied on a wild pitch. Outside, 3-2. And this is where your composure starts to get into a little bit of jeopardy. After the play that had happened, you want to get yourself back into a rhythm, as he just did. A check swing to Mark Banff retires him, and the side is retired. but Woodstown ties the game on a wild pitch that scores Brent Williams. It's 1-1 going to the bottom of the fourth. Bottom of the fourth inning as the first pitch to Ryan Zimmer skips away. This broadcast is brought to you in part by the Keller Williams Main Street Realty Group and Christine Amato Realty, located on 730 Haddon Avenue in Collingswood. For all your realty needs, call 856-655-0904 or email christine.amato@sadlercooperrealty.com for more information.
I think that's our old email, sorry.
Oh, apologies. Then call the aforementioned phone number for more information on Christine Amato's Realty. It's 3-0 to Ryan Zimmer, the sophomore catcher. .30 pitch. Got green lighted. No, he did not. Wow. I thought that was strike one, if anything, but Ryan Zimmer takes first base on ball 4. Now here's Charlie Grady, the junior left fielder, as now another pitching visit will ensue. Now running at first base will be Charlie Copsetta. He bunts. Back to the mound. Throws to first. It's in time. But they move the runner up, Copsetta. So the go-ahead is in scoring position now. Here's Zach Beebe, another junior outfielder. The starting outfield for the Green Wave all year has been upperclassmen, juniors and seniors. Runner on second base, Copsetta. Breaking ball, eclipses the zone right down Broadway. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Oh, right at the knees, but not caught. It's 1-1. Upstairs, 2-1. He keeps it alive, keeps it rolling. So They'll exchange balls at home plate with the pitcher and umpire. Probably one of the baseballs was dirty or whatever, and it happens. 2-1 to Zach Beebe as he ducks up and in. That one was almost headed for his temple. It's 3-1. Swing and a foul. Count is full. Would have been a strike anyway, but you have to have really good reaction time when you're used to facing pitchers slower than you. It's like when you're facing, if you're an AL East hitter, if you face Nestor Cortez Jr. 9 out of 10 times and you end up facing Aroldis Chapman in the 9th inning, you have to adjust your swing. You really have to adjust your swing based off of the speed because that adjusts your reaction time, and when you plant your leg, and BB goes down on strikes, 2 away. Here's Xavier Massey. So going back to the top of the order, it seems like even in a pitcher's duel like this, there's been some sparks of offense and some, I wouldn't say bad base running decisions, but just bad timing. A lot of base runners have been left on this afternoon. There's a strike to Xavier Massey as we hit 12:10 local time. It's 0-1. Swinging a line drive right to the second baseman, Lucas Prendergast, and the side is retired. It's just placed perfectly. It's how it works. We go to the top of the 5th inning, 1-1 tie game. Top of the 5th inning. This game's rolling on just over an hour and 10 minutes as a 1-1 ball game. Woodstown tied it as there is a bunt back to the mound. This one might be a tough play, and there will be a safe call at first base. A beautifully placed bunt single by Caden DeCiato, and this brings up back to the top of the order with Andrew Pedrick. So we figured out what that 10th hitter was for. Max Webb, the catcher, is defense only, a lot like Jack Dempsey is at second base. But I feel like defensively for Dempsey today he's been a little hit or miss. He's had flashes of success, some peaks and valleys. As there's another bunt, and he's safe, and he rolls over the first base bag and comes to all feet, screaming with glee as back-to-back bunt singles. Woodstown is playing small ball, and the Green Wave do not have an answer. They tied the game in the last inning on a wild pitch, and they must have just gotten some magic dust in them that allowed those two fastest hitters, the left fielder DeCiato, and the shortstop Pedrick, to both lay down beautiful bunts that not even the pitcher could grab. And now here is Chase Rieger as he also bunts. Small ball is the name of the game, and they are going to be playing well in because of it. Oh, and 1 to Chase Rieger. 2 runners on 2 beautifully placed bunt singles. They do it again, and it fouls back to the apparatus. Looks like they finally got the baseballs that were stuck in the apparatus. They got it out. They got both of them out. Because back-to-back games we had foul balls get stuck up there. Swing and a miss. So the bunt didn't work the first 2 times, and a fastball blows away Rieger, 1 away. Again, in every inning today, except for the first, Woodstown has had a runner in scoring position, and the streak continues on here in the 5th, with now Ben Woodruff being the next hitter. That one is a strike on the inside corner, a little low and in, 0-1. A little two-seam action. Swing and a miss, 0-2 on a changeup. And Woodruff has to step out of the box. He was swinging out of his shoes there. Got to get back to it. Line drive off the glove of Perosi in the right field. Here comes a runner to the plate, and there is no throw. Beebe bobbled it in right, and it's 2-1. I was expecting a throw to the plate, but he bobbled it in right field. Couldn't get the throw off, and an RBI single for Ben Woodruff makes it 2-1 Woodstown.
What runners do we have left?
We have runners on first and third with 1 away. And this brings up Lucas Prendergast. He bunts again. This time it's fair again. And a run will score even though he is out. A sacrifice suicide squeeze as Woodstown has found a whole new name to their game, playing some small ball. They've scored 2 runs in the top of the 5th as the Green Wave just don't have an answer. They keep Audubon off balance. It's 3-1. If there's any silver lining, Xavier Massey leads off the bottom of the 5th, but we have to get through this inning first. That one's a foul ball by the number 5 hitter, Brent Williams, the third baseman. William reached second on an error in his last at bat. Brent Williams, the 5'8" sophomore, swings and misses at a breaking ball. Williams batting .389 this year. 8 extra base hits, 7 of them doubles. 28 for 72 with 11 RBIs. And he's not going to throw to third. Did they get? No, the throw got away. The throw got away. Our defense has fallen asleep. And it's 4-1 Woodstown. We're bobbling balls in the outfield. We're throwing balls away when we don't have to. And Woodstown is pulling away a 3-run lead. The throw went to no man's land. Might as well be in a different planet by now. That was absolutely just one way to clear the bases. A 1-2 pitch is a ground ball to Wiltsey. Throw to first. Oh, he's off the bag. He's off the bag. What did I say about 30 seconds ago about our defense falling asleep? As Perosi is yelling at himself. And this is the number 9 seed. The only upset out of, well, technically upset, out of the round of 16. There wasn't really any threat with Salem, let's be honest here. And even though this was, a really competitive baseball club, as the infield will meet with Sean Driscoll, They need to find something. They need to find something. Because this is not Sean Driscoll's fault. They've been laying down bunts left and right. And trust me, small ball is a fun game to play if you're not on the receiving end of it. And the wild throw to third base, the throw from short being offline to the point where Perosi was off the bag, and the ball being bobbled in right, it is a comedy of errors in the top of the fifth inning. Whether they are counted as errors on the score sheet or not, that's not what I'm getting at. The 0-1 pitch, as now the runner's going down to second. A late reaction from Zimmer, and he's safe. Very late pop time. Runner on second base. It's a 1-1 count to Jack Knorr. Swinging a fly ball. This one's hit pretty well, but Xavier is there, and the inning is over. Thank goodness. Give your defense a rest and wake up the bats, because we need it. 3 unceremonious and undeserved runs score. It's 4-1. Chase Rieger still working out there in the bottom of the fifth inning. Woodstown scored 3 runs in the top half of the inning by executing some beautiful small ball. Over 3 or 4 batters attempted to bunt. And you wonder what the Green Wave have as a response, because that's ball 1 right there. And you made a very good point a couple of minutes ago while we were on break. Ever since that warning was given to the bench to be less verbal in their enthusiasm, they have not been the same since. And I'm not placing blame on the umpire. I'm just saying something struck with them that has derailed the whole operation, as it's 2-1 to Tyler Wiltse. It'll be Wiltse, Perosi, and Driscoll due up in this inning. There's still time, of course. Just this is not the scenario that anyone was really imagining being a number 1 seed in this round. It's 3-1. But going into the playoffs last year, Audubon was 12-6 after 18 games. Did they struggle? Yes, they did. But that doesn't mean that they didn't have their heart in them. And Delsey wasn't even that, prosperous of a team. But Wiltse walks, and this brings up John Perosi. And now DeCastro is going to come out. He might pull Rieger here if he needs be. And the applause from the Woodstown dugout implies as such. Chase Rieger is going to be taken out of the game here. And we'll have a pitching change, I assume. The Woodstown dugout is standing. Audubon scored a run in the first on an RBI single from Driscoll. And coming in from left field is Caden Desiato. So I believe Desiato, unless I am incorrect, is the new pitcher. as we just got some shade for about 5 seconds. I can't see. One of you needs to move out of the way, Woodstown. Looks like number 9. So actually, no, it'll be Brent Williams will be the new pitcher. We'll take a quick break. 4-1, Woodstown. Brent Williams is the new pitcher. Tyler Wiltsey stands on first base. Williams on the mound this year, a 3.85 ERA in 20 innings pitched, 23 strikeouts, 11 earned runs out of 17 total runs. And here's John Perosi. He has one singular homer this year against Kings Christian off of M.J. Penkarek on April 14th. Rather, on April 9th, excuse me. All the way back then, though. But Perosi is somewhat of a single/doubles hitter. He doesn't exactly hit the ball all the way to the fence. But that's why he's in the 3-hole, you know? You don't need a power or go-home guy, 3 true outcomes guy, as that spot, as there's a ground ball. That will go past the second baseman, exactly as I has just said. It's, exactly as I just said there. It's a base hit. So 2 runners are on. Wiltsey moves up again to scoring position. And here is Sean Driscoll, the pitcher. Although who knows how long he's going to stay in the game, because he's at 78 pitches right now. And pinch running for Perosi will be Trent Bannell. So I think what I have learned is that in the playoffs, I believe you can only use a pinch runner once per game. I think that may be the case, because that is why they haven't used Damian Broadhurst over and over again as they have in the past. Because I'm sure if they could, they would. I mean, we've seen Broadhurst use the most, Copsetta use second most, then Dempsey, but Trent Bannell hasn't gotten much playing time, and I feel like that might be a playoff rule. Driscoll on the ground, foul towards Rich Horan's spot in the dugout. 0-1 to Driscoll. Nobody out, 2 runners on, as the new pitcher, Brent Williams, faces a tough challenge in the middle of the order. Facing the cleanup man, followed by Isaiah Pinckney. Fouled. Oh, and 2 to Driscoll. Pinckney's on deck, followed by Lynch. Lynch in the hole. Williams with a tough spot. The 0-2 pitch is a swing and a ground ball out to the second baseman. He flips it to short for 1 on the first. Is high, and he's safe. So he moves the runner up. An offline throw by Pedrick, but a good flip by Prendergast prevents it from being anything serious. So now runners are on the corners. And now third base coach Inkster He was signaling for a substitute runner. Oh, so here is Broadhurst again. That's odd. They might be cycling through them for all we know. Might not be a rule, might just be a thing that Coach Horan is doing during the playoffs. I have no idea. But now, at third base is Tyler Wiltsey. At first base is Damian Broadhurst, the senior, and now we're going to have another meeting on the mound by the Woodstown infield. Isaiah Pinckney is the batter. 3 home runs on the year for him, including a walk-off versus West Deptford in 12 innings back on April 27th. And that is what sparked this 15-game winning streak that ended the regular season and the momentum that we have now. Because Audubon was somewhat of a I don't know what you want to call it, a car with no I don't know what the comparison is, but they were a wild team. They were up, they were down, and now they've been back up and they've stayed up.
It's the first time we've seen them struggle in a long time.
This is the first time in a while that we've seen some issues. I mean, the last time they even had a losing effort was back in Myrtle Beach on April 23rd versus Beekmantown in New York, because that one's upstairs, 2-0. But, versus West Deptford on the last game of the regular season, they were down 1-0. And then they came back in the bottom of the 7th and won it on a walk-off walk from Zach Beebe. There's a strike. Great frame job there by Max Webb. Although that pitch was in the strike zone, he did a good job of keeping it there. It's 2-1. Lynch on deck for the Wave. Wiltsey on third. Broadhurst on first. 1 away in the bottom of the 5th inning. 4-1 Woodstown. He's going to throw back to third, but look at this. They're going to keep him in a rundown. Oh, look at this decoy. Oh. Was he safe? Yeah, they called him safe. That is one of the greatest decoys I have ever seen.
I've never seen that move before. That was amazing.
He threw it to third and then brought her. I'm telling you, baseball is the greatest sport when it comes to mind games. He moved off a third, you move off a first. And then they went back and forth, and they got him in a rundown, and eventually he got out of it. So kudos to Broadhurst for such good base running. That's Eric Hosmer 2015 World Series base running right there. He checks swings, but he does not go around. Just thought about it. It's 3-1. If he gets the bases loaded here, Scott Lynch is given one heck of an assignment versus the right-hander Brett Williams. Williams, as we said, going into this appearance in relief with 20 innings, has a 3.75 ERA, 11 earned runs, and 20 strikeouts. There's a foul ball back to the apparatus. The count is full. It's in playoff baseball is intense, man. I mean, it's unforgiving, it's relentless, and it's so high energy. The crowd here is a lot more alive, a lot more energetic than they were in the game versus, I believe it was Gateway, yeah, where they won 13-2. Basically, nobody showed up. They throw now back to third, and they almost did the decoy shebang again, but you have to wonder how much of it is mind games and how much of it is, people trying to get under their skin. I mean, it's basically the same thing, but still. It's very important that they get that advantage. As there's a high fastball that's crushed to center, and it is over his head. The game is going to be a lot closer now than it was before. Here comes Damian Broadhurst, and it's a 2-run double for Isaiah Pinckney. 4-3. He shot it in the gap to dead center field. Went right over the head of Rich Berger. Or rather, actually, no, the new center fielder being Chase Rieger after he was taken out of the game. And it's a 1-run game. 4-3. Pinckney on second. Here's Scott Lynch, who is the tying run with 1 out off of Williams, as there's a strike. It's 0-1. Everybody hold your breath. We're back in this ball game. Isaiah Pinckney, he's usually the power bat, but he took a fastball that was right at his eyes, and he drilled it 300 or so feet to center field over the head of Rieger. And the Woodstown outfield has not been the most consistent today. A miscue from Woodruff, a misplayed ball by Rieger, although that wasn't really his fault. It's 0-2 to Scott Lynch. Ryan Zimmer is on deck, and this is where you get a little worried with that 7, 8, and 9 hole hitters. Breaking ball. Good frame job by Webb, but he doesn't get the call. It's 1-2.
Yeah, it was definitely high.
Definitely about maybe a couple inches off the plate, but here we go. Runner on second. The tying run at the plate. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him. That is huge. That really is huge. Remember, Pinckney got left on second base earlier in the ball game, but that was because of an E5 by Brent Williams. And now he has basically told him to have his cake and eat it too with that double to center field. Now here is Ryan Zimmer. They're not out of the woods yet. No pun intended. But to at least get a rally going in this late stage of the game is very important. As a breaking ball, a little off speed to Ryan Zimmer is called a strike, and it is 0-1. Curved back into the zone, looked like a little bit of a slider there. If the inning were to continue after this batter, it would be Charlie Grady, the junior left fielder. The 0-1 pitch. Outside. Oh, called a strike. Just on the corner there, 0-2. I think Williams kind of got a little shaken after that double, and now he's gotten back into his own again. But here we go, the 0-2. Got him. Throw to first is in time. But at least you got 2. Just don't give up more runs on useless plays. Please. We go to the 6th, 4-3. Top of the 6th inning, crunch time here from Hank Greenberg Field, home of the Audubon Green Wave, as Sean Driscoll back out there for another inning as the first pitch to, I believe, Petrick. No, that is number 1, Rich Berger. So he'll bat again. And that one is a ball. It's 2-0. This broadcast is brought to you in part by Crafty Couture DIY Studio, located on Merchant Street in Audubon. Of course, your DIY chalk studio with pre-made home decor ready to be purchased and brought home, including Audubon merchandise and graduation merchandise if you are a graduate, or if your child or family member is a graduate. There's also some good stuff there. There's a fly ball down the left field line. Grady going over, and that is a fair ball. It's cut off, and a double. Check them out on Facebook, by the way. Crafty Couture DIY Studio and more. Here is Mark Banff. Now, the Green Wave made a good effort to get back in the ball game in the bottom half of the fifth, which they did. It's now a one-run game, but it's not a lead as they had going into the fourth inning. For most of today's festivities, they have been up in front, and now they are behind the ball trying to play catch-up. As I believe we have a pinch hitter. It is number 3, Jack Holliday. So here's Jack Holliday as the fans out in right field cheer his name. Lucas Prendergast is warming up in the Woodstown bullpen. Third time's the charm, isn't it? So the first pitch to Jack Holliday. He bunts. Probably what he was brought up to do, and it's booted by Driscoll, and it is in time. So he had enough time to get the bunt down, but also enough time for Driscoll to have a miscue and recover almost instantly. So there's one away, and moving to third is Rich Berger. Here is Mark Banff, the DH. One away with Woodstown up by 1 is wow. That was a little inside, and it is called a strike. It's 0-1. That's a strike. It's 0-2. Upstairs, 1-2. Swinging a fly ball, shallow. Wiltsey's there. 2 away. That's a big out right there. If that was even in shallow left, you know that the runner on third, Berger, might have tried. And here comes Ryan Knoll to take Sean Driscoll out of the game. And I believe Perosi will come on in relief, although, wait a second.
We made a good time, right?
Yeah, but it's got to be ladies.
No, it's...
I'm not a gentleman, whatever I am.
It's the legend of relief, as we like to call him, Mr. Gabe Cologne. He is going to be pitching. With a runner on third and 2 down in the top of the 6th inning, you would imagine if the situation is the same going to the 7th, then he would stay in the ball game. But we'll take a quick break. Cologne will warm up. Running on third is Richard Berger, and it's 4-3 Woodstown. Pitching. Gabe Cologne on the mound in a 1-run ball game. You're watching exclusive coverage of Dan Wilkins Broadcasting Baseball, covering the Group 1 South Jersey playoffs. In the quarterfinal round, it's Woodstown 4, Audubon 3. If you have any questions or comments, drop me a line at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. Any serious sponsorship inquiries should also go to that email. First pitch from Cologne to the left-hander. Believe that might be Williams. That is number... The glare's getting it. Okay, number 11. That would be, Oh, that hit him. Well, it won't matter anyway, so. There's number 11. No, not intentional at all. Just Cologne sometimes does have trouble locating the strike zone when he first starts out, but
And then he settles down, hopefully.
yeah, it takes him a little bit of time to settle down. That is number 11, Pedrick. Excuse me. My apologies. Here's the left-hander Chase Rieger with runners on the corners and 2 down. He just needs 1 out to get out of this inning, and then you can start fresh in the 7th. The only thing is that 8, 9, and 1 are the due-up batters for the Green Wave in the bottom of the 6th inning. Grady, Beebe, and Massey. That one's upstairs, 2-0. Like I said, that just ever-hanging problem of Cologne not being able to locate the strike zone when he starts is not a good situation. I mean, it could be fine if the bases are empty, but if you have the bases loaded, you walk in a run, that changes the entire complexion of the ballgame. But it is already 3-0 to the first batter that he faces for a full at-bat because he hit Pedrick on the second pitch that he threw. 3-0. Upstairs. No chance. No chance. Bases are loaded for Ben Woodruff. I mean, this has been one of the most tumultuous games that the Green Wave have had all year, and now already after just 2 batters, a hit by pitch and a walk, Wade Geis will trot out to the mound to have a meeting with Cologne. Just Cologne, Geis, and Zimmer.
I gotta give all that credit though to.
I can believe that.
That's
And
all. That's all
you
mine.
can see how intellectual he is, but he also delegates.
But that's what I appreciated about him when I played for him. So when he asked me to come along, I had no problem.
That's right. That's right.
Here's the right
I saw
fielder,
that.
Ben Woodruff.
I told Bryce when he finally got
Had a couple of good ones today.
He was number 9.
Bases loaded, 2 down.
He got thrown off. And
After a meeting with pitching coach Wade Geis, assistant pitching coach Wade Geis. Cologne is set. He kicks and deals. And there's that curveball again. It just has such incredible vertical break and some X-axis break as well, to where he's turning his back, but it's a strike anyway. Swing and a miss. Flailing on a curveball. This is his chance. Bases loaded, 2 down. Just like we saw a couple of innings ago with Driscoll. Can Cologne replicate that same success? Bases juice, the 0-2. Got him! Got him! Got him! Strike 3. Bags loaded. And it's a 1-run game going to the bottom of the 6th inning. There you go.
I know he's there.
Brent Williams out for another inning. As I was talking to a Woodstown fan about what has been going on this year for them. Last year, they won 17 straight going into the playoffs, and they made it all the way to the state semifinals before losing on a walk-off grand slam in the bottom of the 7th inning. It's 0-1 to the 8-hole hitter, Charlie Grady. Now, if there's a guy that needs to start a rally, it's Charlie. And he's shown that in his junior year, he is a very clutch hitter. He's hit RBI doubles when it matters. He's had bloop singles when it matters. Maybe he's not the most powerful hitter. Maybe he's not the one with the most leniency or the most prowess. But he is the one that has a lot of a good clutch factor in him. But there is a swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. He's got to get back to it before it's too late. 6 outs for Woodstown if they can shut down Audubon. Of course, Audubon trying to counter that with some base runners and some effective base running. Ground ball. That's a high chopper to third. Throw across the diamond is sliding, and the throw gets away. Talk about this. The ball is all the way over down the first base line. Grady's going for 3. The throw in is not in time. Charlie Grady with a 3-base error. He moves up on a very simple rinky-dink ground ball to third base. Charlie moves up 270 feet. Give him an oxygen tank. Here comes their head coach, DeCastro. I believe they're making a double switch. Wow, that is...
You said integral part.
Yeah, that is... that clutch fact... I mean, that wasn't Grady's doing, the throw getting away, but he slid in the first base, so, maybe that could have had some influence, but, oh my gosh, wow. That was Grady's influence that told him to move to third base. The throw came across the diamond from the first baseman, Jack Knorr, and it was just a little bit offline. There was a cloud of dust that really kind of obstructed my view, but regardless, wow, what a sight for Charlie Grady.
Tying run is 90 feet away.
That is correct. And Zach Beebe's been heating up a little bit too, as I had said. He had a slower start to the season than some would like, but he got it all together. And now he's been a respectable hitter at the bottom of the order. And we'll see how that translates here. The first pitch from Williams is a ball. It is 1-0. As the umbrella's kind of treating my camera like a kite, but it's got to be how we deal with it because the wind is picking up a little bit, blowing out to right field. It's been moving around all afternoon. Ball, 2-0. That one missed a couple inches below the zone. 12:50 local time. 4-3. Woodstown leads in the New Jersey Group 1 South Jersey quarterfinals as there is a strike on the outside corner on what appeared to be a sinker ball. 2-1. Whoa, whoa. The umbrella. Hello. Yeah, I'm holding on to it for dear life. Goodness gracious. Gust of wind almost took my camera away. Upstairs, that gets away. Grady stepped off a third, but didn't get it. I'm telling you, it's treating it like a kite. Hold up one second, folks. I got to adjust my camera leg. There we go. Might be a little better. There we go. Yeah, it kind of got moved down by the wind a little bit. Oh my gosh, it did it again. That's crazy. The wind is carrying the camera. Ground ball foul. Still now 3-2. Good plate discipline from BB. Full count to BB. 3-2 pitch from Williams. Swing and a miss. Got him. Here's Xavier Massey going back to the top of the order for the Green Wave. Jeez. Wind is has no mercy this afternoon. Really blowing now, it's all right. Here we go. Massey versus Williams. First pitch. Strike one. On the outside corner. Holy cow. Okay, the umbrella's getting knocked down. We just got a huge gust of wind. Hold up. Hold up, folks. Oh, geez, the wind is strong. We got to take the umbrella down. Yeah. And, of course, this happens in the middle of the at-bat. I know you can't control nature, but...
Trying to keep the camera cool.
I know, just...
Come on, tell me.
Yeah. Don't know if they could hear you very well. It does keep the camera cool. The 0-2 pitch. Outside, 1 and 2. Okay, hold up, folks. Hold up. We gotta take care of this umbrella situation. That's what I'm doing. Now, I hate when this happens in the middle of the game, but the wind is actually picking up the tripod. I can't take it off in between pitches. Foul. I'm getting it. We got live viewers here. All right, it's down. Umbrella successfully down. Here we go. Let's roll it back again. The 1-2 pitch. Swinging a high drive to right center. Here, oh, he's going to hold up. Wow. An amazing throw from center field by Chase Rieger. Holds Charlie at third, and here is Tyler Wiltsey. Fans still pouring in here, left and right, up and down, all along the baselines and the outfield. Everybody wants to see this ball game. Even some Haddon Heights ball players got a quick hello from Drew Costello. The first pitch to Tyler Wiltsey as the wind continues to blow out is a ball. 1-0. One out of Wiltsey. Outside, 2-0. Even if you can force a wild pitch or a bad throw, just as Charlie did to get himself to third base, that's going to take you a long way. Strike. The 2-1 pitch. Oh! I think the entire ballpark had about the same reaction. That was a 3-1. I mean, I don't care that goes our way. Just wow. That was definitely in the strike zone on the sinker ball from Brent Williams. The 3-1 to Tyler Wiltsey. Strike. So that is called, but the previous pitch was not. It's 3-2.
Are they really going to leave a runner on third with no outs, and now we're going to strain him there?
That's the Audubon way.
That's not good. Come on, let's go.
The 3-2. Come on, Tyler. Outside, ball 4, and the inning stays alive. So now here's John Perozzi, who had a very clutch single to help start a rally in the bottom of the 5th inning. And now things are a lot different. First pitch to Perosi. Breaking ball, called a strike. If the inning were to continue after this batter, it would be Sean Driscoll, who was relieved for Gabe Colon in the previous inning. The 0-1. Oh, he's going! And a late jump by Wiltsey enables some hesitation and no throw down to second by Max Webb. So it's 0-2. The ball that was called was a little outside, but now there's 2 runners in scoring position. There's really no excuse at this point. The 0-2 pitch. Swinging a foul down the right field line towards Walnut. Sun's getting a little warmer. Tensions are getting a little hotter. With 2 runners in scoring position, Charlie Grady on third, Tyler Wiltsey at at second base. The 0-2 pitch. Got him. Got him! He swung at a pitch that was about 2 feet outside of the batter's box. That ball didn't even have that much break on it. We go to the 7th inning. If Audubon can't pull out of this, I don't know what they can do. It's 4-3 Woodstown. Top of the 7th inning. The Green Wave had a runner on third to lead off the inning thanks to a 3-base error that Charlie Grady took well advantage of. As there's a ground ball back to short, throw to first. It's in time, 1 away. But then, in just an unfortunate series of events, 2 runners got left on in scoring position. The amount of base runners that have been left on today is a bit crazy. And are we going to get a pinch hitter sometime? There we go. It is Brent Williams, the pitcher. He was probably getting his stuff from when he was pitching and getting his helmet on, everything like that, because it was the first pitch of the inning where Prendergast grounded out. 4-3, top 7. Strike 1. And I will clarify that the emotion that I express as a broadcaster, it's not anger against the team. It's anger to try to get the team to pull through. You know, when Rich Horan tries to get his kids to get his ball players to be better at ball playing, as, wow, look at that. The ball went right back to the mound, and Cologne was like, hey, hey. Ball went right in his glove. So here is the first baseman, Jack Knorr, excuse me. See, if he can have a clean inning here, then you have 4, 5, and 6. That is your key right there. Scotland was able to start a rally to tie the game and eventually win the game for the Green Wave in the regular season closer versus West Deptford. And now he very well might be juxtaposed in that same situation again. The 1-1 pitch. Strike 2. But what I'm saying is that when Rich Wren is trying to pull his ball players together, he's not exactly like, okay, let's just score some runs here. Let's try to let up the... No, he's fired up. And I'm fired up as well. So don't take it as I'm insulting people. I'm really just, talking how you feel.
Passionate.
Very passionate. I've not been as passionate for a team like this in a long time. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Get set down, mister. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Cologne with a clean 1-2-3. Oh, boy. Everybody get out of your seats or hold your breath, whatever you desire, because this is a 1-run ball game in crunch time from Hank Greenberg. This is one of the most crucial moments of the season. My heart is racing. My mind is racing. My eyes can't even stay focused on the field. This is, oh man. Most of the offense today has been in the 5th inning, where it was a 1-0 game for the longest time. Then Woodstown tied the game at 1 on a wild pitch. And then 3 runs were scored, mostly thanks to small ball and bunting opportunities by the Wolverines in the top half of the 5th. And the Green Wave responded with 2 runs of their own on an RBI double by Isaiah Pinckney, as the first pitch to Sean Driscoll is outside, 1-0. There has not been any scoring since. However, there's been a lot of heart attacks, and Gabe Cologne had a very clean 1-2-3 inning in the top of the 7th, one of the first today. That one is outside, 2-0, excuse me. It's Driscoll, Pinckney, and Lynch set to bat for the Green Wave. Strike 1. I was right there, but 2-0 you're almost guaranteed to take unless you're a very aggressive hitter. Swinging a line drive out to center field, and that ball is caught. But I think it got trapped. I thought it was caught by the center fielder. The Woodstown fans and players are unhappy with the call. As now I think he may have hurt himself on the play. He's laying down in the outfield grass. He's going to try to get up here. But a runner is on first base as Driscoll lined that one to center field. As now DeCastro's not happy with the umpire's call. I don't know if I got it, but DeCastro is obviously not happy. He is walking out to the outfield. Scott LePayover, the athletic trainer, is joining him. Damian Broadhurst will run for Driscoll. And as we said, the center fielder, Chase Rieger, dove for a ball that was right there. And I originally thought that he had caught it, but it was ruled that it was trapped. And therefore, it was a base hit for Sean Driscoll, now being replaced at first by Damian Broadhurst. But this is one of those moments where he's examining the right knee of Rieger. But in a 4-3 game, there's a runner on first, nobody out. As now the base umpire is walking out, or actually rather jogging out to the injury scene. See, what I'm a little perplexed by was that Rieger seemed to be walking around okay, and then just as I looked over to my right, he was on the ground, and it looks like he will be taken out of this game, I believe, unless, no, he will stay in. That was one of the infielders that had a similar jersey number, so I got thrown off by that. My apologies, but just, wow, that was... I really thought that was caught, and the Woodstown fans and players had shared the same opinion, but you can see the Woodstown head coach talking to Scott LePayover, or not, the Audubon AD, athletic trainer, AT, there you go.
I just looked at the replay and it was trapped.
Can you repeat that?
I just looked at the replay and it definitely looked like it was trapped. His glove was already on the ground when he went down before the ball got there.
Gotcha. Okay, good analysis there. Here's Isaiah Pinckney with Damian Broadhurst on first. He's got 19 stolen bases this year. He can run fast. Pinckney already brought us back in the game with a 2-run double. Strike one. Fans are definitely loving it. There's the Zach Beebe fan club out there. That's Dominic Watkins showing his support for the junior right fielder, who is further down in the lineup but could still bat if we get to a certain point. It's 1-1. One. Check swing. He went around, and it was a strike anyway. It's 1-2. Heart's pounding. It's 1-2 to Isaiah Pinckney. Broadhurst on first. He throws back to first. Nothing doing. Let's run it back again. 1-2 to Pinckney. Breaking ball. Call the ball. Throw down to second is short, and it gets trapped at short by Andrew Pedrick. That ball would have been extreme trouble if it had gone in the center field, but a lot like Isaiah did earlier in the ball game, he saved the ball by making a sliding play to prevent the ball from trickling further into center field. So now Broadhurst is in scoring position, the tying run. A simple wild pitch might get him over to third base. The 2-2 pitch to Isaiah Pinckney. Down low. Again, ensuing some groans and some complaints from Woodstown faithful. The 3-2 pitch, count is full. Got him. He watched it. He watched it. That was basically the same pitch that he cranked over 400 feet for a walk-off homer versus West Deptford, but instead, there's one away. And here's Scott Lynch. And this is not the part of the order that you want up at this time. Like, yeah, Scott's good. Zimmer's pretty good. But the further you go down, the less likely it is that you're going to see some earth-shattering, game-tying hit. There's a ground ball. Out to short. Throw to first is in time. And Broadhurst gets to third. There's two away. Here's Ryan Zimmer. Last chance for Audubon. Pinch running for Scott will be, I don't exactly know who is there yet. Oh, I'm sorry, he was out. My apologies. I don't know why I said pinch runner. Excitement's getting to me. The first pitch to Ryan Zimmer, the sophomore catcher with a runner on third, a tying run on third. That's a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Swinging a foul. It's 0-2. Woodstown would face the winner of Maple Shade and Buna. If they win as the number 9 seed, they would face either 4 or 5. The 0-2 to Zimmer. Upstairs, 1-2. Not done yet. Not dead yet. The 1-2 pitch. Ground ball. Back to the mound. The throw to first is in time.
That is devastating.
21 wins. 21. Woodstown had 13 wins. A trip down to Myrtle Beach for a week. 15 straight. 15 straight with 16 straight wins, if you count Tuesday. And a silenced crowd represents the disappointment in what has just happened here at Hank Greenberg Field. The final score today is Woodstown 4, Audubon 3, and the number 1 seed, which had more wins than anybody else within a country mile, except maybe for the number 2 seed Pittman, in this South Jersey Group 1 tournament. 2 Rutgers commits who probably would have carried the team all the way if they could have. This is a great ball club right here. All those guys. All those guys are great people, great ball players, and the seniors that are moving on this year to college or anywhere else, they do deserve some recognition for what they have gotten to. There is no words. There is no words for a situation like this. This is my first year commentating baseball full-time, and when we got on a roll, when we got to the 16-game win streak going into this afternoon, it was absolutely a delight to see. As Coach Inkster said at 8:46 last night, no pressure. No pressure. Well, now the pressure is on Woodstown to carry their upsetting run and to carry their underdog status into the semifinal round versus the winner of Maple Shade or Buna. And from everybody on this ball club, maybe they're going to be razzed a little or yelled at a little for what happened today. And even though I may be extremely upset with what has just happened, but you look back at the ball club that we had, Caden Bodine, the catcher for the Haddon Heights Garnet, scouted by the Boston Red Sox, and we held them down. Beat Haddon Heights twice, and that was for the Colonial Conference title. And Haddon Heights had a heck of a season. But Audubon came out on top, and they were able to defeat those Colonial Conference rivals. But now, the story comes to a close. Dan Wilkins Broadcasting started our baseball season on March 22nd, 2022, with a open scrimmage versus the Kingsway Dragons. And through all that time, we had 21 wins, just 6 losses. And it all comes to an end here. As you can see, there is Gabe Colon, who has pitched in his final Green Wave appearance. He will go on to Newman University. And there are all of those guys. I mean, I don't think half of them know what to do. I mean, there's Perozzi. He's made his last appearance. He will go to Stockton later this year. And I think everybody's still in a little bit of shock, if I'm being quite honest. As the tents pack up, as the bus will roll out of town in a couple of minutes, we will say goodbye for the final time in 2022. This summer, stay tuned to Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, as we will be, we will be posting more content on our YouTube channel, including an upcoming Philadelphia Phillies documentary that is in the works for me. From everybody here at Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, until we meet again, maybe whether it's in August or September or whatever the case may be, the season has ended for the Audubon Green Wave in a 4-3 loss to the 9-seeded Woodstown Wolverines. I'm Dan Wilkins, and let me turn the camera around to say to all of you, to say to all the supporters that have supported this ball club, that have supported me, that have supported everybody involved in this Green Wave organization, from baseball to football to basketball to wrestling. This means a lot to me. Baseball is my forte. Baseball is my number one sport. And to call games for the Green Wave, whether they were good games or bad games, whether they were blowouts or close ones, truly means a lot to me. And I hope that I will be back in 2023 to call another season of Green Wave baseball. Whether we have new folks coming in and old folks coming out, this is the end of the season. And from everybody, I'm Dan Wilkins. Good night, have a good weekend, and until we meet again, I'll see you.